Hello, I'm Stephen Mason and welcome to my podcast for Stephen King's Silver Bullet. I am pressing play now. I don't want to say now, the fucking PlayStation goes. Okay, I was going to do Darkman as my next podcast. I will apologise in advance if I pass any wind while filming this because I've had a bit of a... you don't really know this, I've had a bit of a busy weekend at the toilet. Anyway, last night I did sort of a really late shift at work in like what we call a yo-yo shift, where you go late from early. I did like not even a yo to a yo-yo, and I got home maybe it's going on 1:30. I was back at work by about 6:30, and I put Silver Bullet on last night as the old Paramount logo there, old school there. This film's from like 1985, and I put this on with the audio commentary, and I love listening to it. Now, I have two versions of Silver Bullet on DVD. And this version, to be honest with you, looks a lot clearer than the version I watched last night. So there's been two cuts of it. Starting off with the moon there. It's been out on DVD before. I'll get like one of my collections later on. It was an 18, it's now been reclassified as a 15. It's been available for a while. So you've got the moon pulling back there with Gary Busey. Corey Haim's name's quite low. Corey Haim's third build. I didn't realise I was going to be doing 3 Corey Haim movies back to back, triple to triple. So it's got a weird soundtrack, this. So yeah, I had this on big box VHS back in the day, and I'd seen it, and it's good. Something that Annie had found for us as well when I lost it. Funny enough, I lost the VHS but still kept the DVD from back then. It's Silver Bullets. I've always had a copy of it. It's a werewolf movie, if you don't know what I'm talking about. If you're a Stephen King fan, I highly recommend you checking this out. This is like a decade before It, and obviously a couple of years before Stand By Me as well. It's one of those films that, you know, it's narrated by a girl, and it's set in the 70s, 76 it's set there, in a town. To me reminds me of Groundhog's Day. I think it's because of the festival in the square. But the film doesn't hold any punches. It suffers from the Jaws syndrome, where the woman who designed E.T. also created the werewolf, but obviously they had problems getting the werewolves, and the werewolf is not seen until the last end of the film, and that's when they're actually filming them scenes. It's like with Bruce the shark's not working. And it's based on the novella Circle of a Werewolf by Stephen King. The screenplay is by Stephen King. So yeah, they don't have it, and as you see here, is it a bear? Is it a wolf? It's a werewolf designs. I mean, the facial features when you finally see it, it's all right. But again, it's like watching Watchers the other night, where it's just a guy in a suit, and they don't really go that extra mile, that Andy Serkis into that character kind of thing. You just sort of wander around in a fucking suit. Again, it's got a lot of Stephen King traits. In these first stuff, there's a railway track, you know, which comes along there, but the score's kicking in. But you've gone from that lullaby to some heavy breathing in the bushes. I've seen the version I watched last night, directed by Daniel Atlas. I want to say Atlas. I don't know if this has been remastered as it's been reclassified as a 15. I've just seen it last night, so it is Bigfoot. See, some big feet, but like fucking hell, straight away just like decapitation of the head. It's like Grizzly all over again, up cutting a horse off. But see, straight away with that fairy tale lullaby thing, you know, you get to see some of the cast there, here, and like the reaction. And look at that, I mean, it's decapitated cuts. Nice blend from black to white, and some good angles there as the train goes past. And yeah, I mean, nothing looks cut so far. Oh, that bug just got it. Yeah, look at the 70s there as well. But yeah, this scene here is totally like Groundhog's Day. Well, it's Groundhog's Day again. Puxatony Phil. Yeah, but it's narrated, you know. It's a bit like Beetlejuice as well. Obviously, years before Beetlejuice. And it's weird because obviously with Stephen King's, it's sort of like it's told from the kids' point of view. So if you've never seen it, taking elements of Stand By Me, definitely the way Stand By Me was filmed, with Richard Dreyfuss narrating back over it, and throwing a werewolf. Now this guy bugged me for years. Here he is on the stage there. It's Locke from Lost. It bugged me for ages. I've only ever seen the first series of Lost. I've even worked with Ian Somerhalder before, and I was like, yeah, I should really watch Lost, because everyone's like, oh, that's Boone from Lost. And I was like, well, I know him from Rules of Attraction. That's what I mean, Rules of Attraction. It's quite a dark, twisted film if you think you're going to see an American Pie copy, but no. But everyone's like, oh, you need to watch Lost. And the Boone thing on there, and I was like, who's that? Where do I recognise that guy from? Where do I know Locke from? It's fucking from Silver Bullet. Like, add 20 years on. So the film Trickery, very fast storytelling. There's a lot of stuff you shouldn't really see, but it's sort of like just paces on. It's an hour and a half long, this movie. Bang outside, next door neighbours. This film has an interesting fact there, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But this introduces Corey Haim as well. There's an adder up the tree, or I don't know. She takes a proper nosedive here. Just dive on the floor. To be honest with you, there was no mat there. Like, she just took a nosedive at the door. See, up until there, you don't realise that he is in a wheelchair, motorised wheelchair. That's almost like trying to steer that Games Galaxy car I was in the other week. Sophisticated thing for the 70s, you know. I suppose it works for the story, because you wouldn't allow a kid now going around on a wheelchair, like a modified one on the roads. I ran someone over before, like a zebra crossing there. The guy didn't even go on the zebra crossing, scratching his scratch card. So he was either going to have the best day of his life or get ran over and have the worst day of his life. So yeah, it sets up the relationship of the, you know, there's always a kid in Stephen King's films. He's not as tormentive as the character, what's he called, man? I'll remember, from It. He's in Dark Tower as well. That little creepy kid. This scene here as well, you know, she doesn't really need to see this, but it sets up the Shelley character, that she's pregnant and doesn't want it, and, you know, the whole, like, she's going to take her life. Like, you're not knowing that. Wait, if you listen to this, if you, like the Priest of the Werewolf, fucking hell. If you listen to me talking about this, you should see the movie. It looks really good. This definitely looks better than the version I watched last night. The main reason I watched the version I did last night, it's one of them first issue DVDs where you've got a cover, and on the back it's all landscape, and I mean the DVD menu screen's pretty poor, but it has audio commentary by the director, which he recorded 17 years after. Just checking out look at the dad, extremely poor driving. He's not even moving that steering wheel, and they're definitely going around a corner. That's one thing I'm going to point out in my podcast. Acting while driving. So yeah, anyway, this scene as well coming up here. I don't know why if you took great pride in your house, you wouldn't drive across your grass every day like that. Come on, that's just lazy. But yeah, no, see, yeah, there's audio comedy on that DVD, and it's really interesting. It's really interesting. This shot here, it's one big long take, and he talks away. I mean, he's only ever directed one movie. He's just spent he's lived his life in TV shows, and I think he's done a really good job of this, especially for his first film. But you can only get that commentary on the 18 rated DVD. You still see it about on eBay and stuff, but you can still buy this film as well. It has been released on Blu-ray in Germany, and hopefully we'll get a Blu-ray release upcoming soon in the UK. A steelbook would be great. Versions I own the American VHS, the big box VHS England, and the Laserdisc. The Laserdisc has a pretty gnarly cover because it's just a VHS cover tilted on a side. It's almost like when you see my probably what this one looks like with the artworks down the side. This one looks like what you're listening to me on the podcast with me standing off the side with me Joker t-shirt on. Very gnarly Laserdisc, that one. So yeah, again, this is one big long take, and it's establishing Haim's character as, you know, like he's got a disability but doesn't let him set it back. New pair of pantyhose. But then again, this was early on in Haim's career. This is obviously before Lost Boys, and I think just before Lucas, which really put him on the map. He had been in like Firstborn, a couple of TV shows, Murphy's Romance, and Secret of Myra, maybe. And takes this is obviously his breakout role. This is before, I mean, obviously Lost Boys, vampires, and werewolves. There we go. Again, looking around the background like last time for posters on the wall, but it's set in the 70s, so it's you can't have any retro throwbacks. It's well filmed. It's filmed by an Italian. I do apologise for not the guy's name. He's Dino, the producer, who produced a lot of stuff like the King Kong remake. Had got a director who didn't speak Italian, and the director and the director of photography spoke French. But again, film, there's just a shorthand with filmmaking. Shot. If you're on the right page with somebody, you're on the right page with somebody when it comes to filming something. Now, I want to point something out because we're going to get the second werewolf attack, which, to be honest with you, I think this fucking random piano playing. You go, girl. There's obviously the attack, right? Obviously, a full moon werewolf. Okay, fair enough. And the trailer it says every moon it comes back, and even on the box, I've got both boxes next to us. Whenever the moon is full, the werewolf comes back. Well, this werewolf just turns up whenever it fucking wants. It started in May in a small town, and every month after that, whenever the moon was full, it came back. That's the comment on the other one. I have had a bit of a rant about this before in my shed. I went up in the my shed, which is crooked and scary, and I had a rant about a silver bullet. Now look at this hand. Like, okay, you kind of like, oh, werewolves. So yeah, I had a rant about that. I probably will do something different with that as well, because obviously Laserdisc and the VHS, it would be great to do a bit of respect to. There you go. Great in the imagery. You don't know what it is, and then all of a sudden it's about to do a fucking Superman through the fucking window. They can even jump through the window like a guy. I mean, that looks good. Great teeth. Like them eyes. I mean, that the glimpse there, that was awesome. Look at her, she's about to fucking. Comes a bit of blood. Proper brutal hand claws. Obviously, this came along after American Werewolf in London and The Howling. Two films I both watched recently. But yeah, this image here really gave me chills when I watched it the first time. This reveal, just them dead eyes looking at you. The light comes on. The lead actress in the background, breaking down, tearing. So yeah, ranting away like I do. Doo-doo-doo. Even that looks like someone from Groundhog's Day. Hey, fuck off. It's got some great humour in this. Hey, fuck off. Fuck off. So yeah. Very rich coloured film there. Look how many people's going on in this background here. I know Dan Percy had sent me some imagery, artwork when I did that Silver Bullet video a while back, because the Silver Bullet VHS is pretty gnarly and fucked up. It's like a half drawn, half. I mean, there's even someone put on IMDb that it was poorly marketed, and you kind of think like, what the fuck's that? The poster about? It's like half a face into a wolf, but it's like. It's the face into the wolf ears. It's like a long-owled eel. A long-owled eel. Fuck knows what one of them is. He's quite funny. Quite funny, yes. So the guy behind the bar, it's got the Peacekeeper baseball bat, and yeah, going back to Werewolves, that's where I was going to have a rant about there. There you go. There's a Peacemaker. Dolph Lundgren. There's a film. What was that George Clooney film? Peacekeeper, keep Peacemaker. Fuck knows. There's Bumblebee. Werewolves in the movies. Howling's pretty good. Transformation, American Werewolves is good. And I'm not being biased here. If you look at films like Howl, I was just like, what the fuck's that? Best werewolves to be ever put on film, in my personal opinion. It's not a biased opinion, because I made the film. Dog Soldiers. The werewolves in that are fucking terrifying because they're there and they're fucking huge and they're a wolf. They're a man into a wolf. This is just a guy in a Care Bear costume, you know what I mean? He just looks like the angry Care Bear you've ever seen on a television show. That's why he's pissed. You know, they cast Care Bears too, and they had a lion and they had everything else, but the werewolf got decast. But yeah. Now I brought myself some absolutely freezing cold pineapple juice, so I'm about to drink that because it's a bit late to be drinking coffee. I do apologise. I just want to say a massive thank you to Big Dave, who got me a big box VHS of Snow Patrol, Snowboard Academy, another rare film I had. I am definitely going to do the 3 Darkmans after this. Not tonight. But yeah. So the creepy greenhouse. It's a proper gnarly greenhouse, that. I don't think, like, you know, the people who've died so far, it's like the guy on the railroad tracks, he was drinking, you're dead. The woman who's had an affair, pregnant, tried to kill herself, she's dead. Like, not, you know, like, and then this guy here, like, abusive father, he's about to get it as well, quite quickly. It's like, he's this car dead. And unlike on Watchers where they're all off screen, they've been pretty fucking brutal straight away. But I don't like the theory about the werewolves just be hanging out in that. See, this is a plot device here anyway. The baseball bat was set up as well, and so was this. That the fact he's never conscious of how much fuel he's got left. He's pretty fucked back in the 70s. Silver Bullet. It's called Silver Bullet. His bike is called Silver Bullet. But yeah, he's pretty fucked in the 70s. He runs out of petrol anyway because, again, mobile phones all around. This actor's quite creepy. He's got a very very character-driven face, especially later on when the fucking priest freaks out. Set design though is pretty awesome so far. You can't fault the quality. And here comes Gary Busey. He's been set up as like his idol, his hero, his uncle, and this is his first. Gary Busey's obviously in Predator 2. And I was talking recently about it. Was his Predator 2 was his first film after he had a bike crash, a car crash. At this time, this was his first film in a long time. He'd been an Academy Award nominated actor for the Buddy Holly story, and I had some issues. He's been open about it. You know what I mean? He's a very loud character, and you know what I mean. He's got his own adrenaline, but you know, he came into this movie and a lot of it's ad-libbed, you know, and like to get the approval by Stephen King to ad-lib a lot of stuff, you know what I mean, is a big thing, I think, you know, especially then, the you know what I mean, because this is when his stuff was still like, wasn't that TV quality, these are movie qualities, you know. And Gary Busey, he's an amazing actor. I mean, you want to love him as an uncle in this, and you want to fucking hate him in Under Siege, you know, when he puts on that creep factor. Ugh. Have that big fucking wild turkey whiskey drink. As much as him was a good actor back then, I tried to watch him with his legs. There's like a film I watched with Abominable, and the lead actor seems to sometimes, it's an actor who replaced Steve Guttenberg in the Police Academy series from Hand That Rocks the Cradle. I'm sure he's called Matt somebody. There's a scene where he shits himself as Bigfoot appears and his legs go all over the place, and I think, I thought you know, fuck me, that's a big drink of wild whiskey. Fuck me, how can you, like, turn up to someone's house, especially if you're seeing like your nephew or something like that, and just crack open a fucking bottle of whiskey and see how it goes. It's not going to go down well. She's looking at a bit of Linda Hamilton going on there. Saying that, though, where's the father? You know what I mean? It's like the father's just disappeared. Probably off trying to license to drive out there. Wait, of a reference, but same with the sister as well. The film's like, you know, Gary Busey. Okay, the other thing, Gary Busey, obviously. Gary Busey is one of the bad guys in Under Siege. No, NWA. NWA. Fucking hell, Steve, get a hold of yourself. NWA. Aye. No, the NWA wrestling promotion. I think that's Von Erich on the screen as well. Guy coming in there. Look at that, jumping over, cross body there, and he's down. It's all kicking off in the greenhouse again. So yeah, Gary Busey is one of the bad guys in Under Siege, along with Tommy Lee Jones. And in the sequel, the guy who plays the priest in this, I can never get his name right. It's ow! That was my fucking elbow. Everett McGill. If you go on IMDb, he's got some proper mental fucking bleached hair at the moment on his IMDb picture. He is the bad guy in Under Siege 2, the same kind of character Gary Busey, the same kind of role Gary Busey's in. And he's got a bit like that whole Brian Fury from Tekken vibe going on there compared to this. I've only seen him in a handful of films which I don't remember. He's still working quite hard as an actor. And here comes the crazy angry guy. I wouldn't be surprised if that's Leatherface, you know. Just the guy just looks so familiar to me for some reason. He's got a lot of sheds out in his garden. Why is the werewolf just hanging around here in his greenhouse is never really explained, you know. Just going to try and go on IMDb why our friend goes into the greenhouse. I love this greenhouse there, it's creepy. I love light penetrating through like broken wall as well. No, the werewolf doesn't like plant pots. It's really good on filming, a lot of smoke going on there as well. Just trying to have a look at what else he's been in. Probably, see, one of the actors that doesn't have an IMDb picture. Yeah, Terry O'Quinn's the sheriff, that's the Lock. William Newman's that creepy guy at the gas station. Yeah, everyone else doesn't have a profile picture. So yeah, unfortunately it's not Leatherface. Because I'm sure he ought to. Look at that reveal of them eyes. That is class. That's a really good shot of the movie, that. Again, hiding the werewolf from plain sight. I don't know, again, it's like an angry Care Bear. But it makes it with a gore. Suspense. Whoa, that spider, that'll get you going. Fucking shit myself there. I've been talking about full moons as well recently. And I've noticed this on and off, but a film I'm interested in, it should be out on Blu-ray in the UK as well. Arachnophobia. It's a film that'll give you fucking nightmares. I've always known it as like, you know, it's an ambulance, a Steven Spielberg film. Another film he had his fingers in, The Pies of the 80s. And you've got that lovely like blend of blues and purples, and you've got the full moon, a small town, and it just says Arachnophobia. And now recently I've seen one where the actual spider is dangling from the top of the box. There we go, there's a werewolf. But again, that looks terrible. I mean, that's alright, and that's a really good impressive death scene, and that imagery there of him just going into a dark hole, great horror. But that whatever the fuck pulled him in there was terrible. So it was in the news the next morning before everyone else knows. So yeah, a lot of faces, great character actors. Whatever rant I was just going on about, I've ranted off. He's the mayor, just like Jaws. We're gonna panic on our hands on Groundhog's Day. A little bit of a montage there. A bit of creepy music going on there. There's a curfew. Get in your door. See, he's him climbing up a tree. Now, that's fair enough. When you pull back and see how high the trees, you go, how the fuck do you do that? But again, it's a positive message. I kind of will, I must, I do. And he's Brady flying his kite. She has no brakes on her bike. Nice, got a kickstand though. Look how high he is up that tree. Nice lake that in the background as well. Nice locations. See there, his foot's moving in shot. Not fair if he's up a tree, but there's definitely movement there. He took his legs in as well. But yeah, we go. Correct, because I think a lot of the actors did their own stunts on this as well. I know Gary Busey got chucked around the fuck in the last opening scenes as well. So I think this is where the film really starts to... You've had the murders, you've had the deaths. And you're about to get like another death coming as well. Prue Brady, who we've only met once. He had a snake, playing a joke, he's out flying a kite, he's dead. So, you know, the priest is like... He's not justifying it anymore. Like, you had a snake up a tree, you're dead. Some concentration on flying, like... Great actor on the left there, don't know his name, but he's really strong in his character. It's like a men's club. Is there any women in there? Oh, there's one. Nope, there's two. There's a lot of people in a fucking bar. Me, Annie, Matty, and Victoria went out on Saturday night, and like, where's everyone? Friday night it was out. This guy, I mean, look at how gruesome that is there. This guy just seems like a fish out of water. It's a very strong performance, but it's so odd as well, especially when he, I mean, how he reacts to his kid there dying. But again, it's gruesome. You know, he's totally into it. You know, fair play to him. It's like full on, like, right. It's like, oh. But even that, like, tint of redness is coming there, and like, you know, it's well lit. I mean, look at the reaction there. I mean, that's... It's like one of them laugh or cry or angry, you know, it's... But it cuts away. So, I think one of the genius things about this scene is, look, it's beautifully shot in that, but the priest is definitely like, he's the reason, but you don't know he's the reason yet. He's just like... He's like, awkward. I just killed half of these people in the room. Again, where's the dad? Is that his shoulder on the far right? Maybe he's, I don't know. Again, in the shot, is that his shoulder? Because that's all you see of him. He's really, I say he's quite a It's a strange actor. You can only see that guy's shoulder still. Can we have a shot where the dad's there? Oh, there he is. The dad is there. It was a good performance by Gary Busey. It was a good uncle. Horsey. I love it. I mean, over in Britain here it rains all the time, so if you've got a sunroof, is something really wrong with you? You've got a lot of money. You just can't hear anything. It's Gary Busey's driving like. He is on a straight road. I'm going to let him off, sort of. He's on a straight road. He might have us there. Even there though, it's like something going on in the background in the fields and stuff, you know. Yeah, he's changing gear, blocking it, pulling on the handbrake. It's a strong film. I mean, I think, do you know, I mean, Derailed, when I'm talking now, Derailed came out, my commentary for that, I think on Monday or Saturday. I don't even know what fucking day it is with that shift I was telling you about before. It's where the film turns into a bit of Rambo as well. Rambo First Blood. Fuck, I hate myself for saying that. It's First Blood, it's not Rambo, that's Paul Ray. Yeah. Again, how many people's there? Like, hunting party. It's a bit harsh, like, isn't it? Vigilante. Coors is definitely heavily advertised in this. It is definitely the drink of choice, long before Van Damme and his mullet. I will apologise. I think I've started twice, had a ramble and not got back to them. As I say, I've been proper under the weather and I'm proper knackered. I'm powering through this now. I enjoy doing these. Saying I've only released one. It was back to Van Damme, that's what I was talking about. I think I was a little bit harsh watching a movie that, like, literally, I'm now talking into a bottle. That was a proper quick pan shot as well. Van Damme, I was a bit harsh with that movie, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to do the Darkman. I do love Darkman film, and I do love Darkman films. Like, where's my English and grammar gone there? And I'm going to do Darkman 2 and 3, and they probably will get a hammer. Look, free Coors Light, Coors pool table light, Coors beer on the wall. How many people's in that shot? Again, it's pieces. That was a little bit, I don't know, part of the character, I guess. There's a massive Coors light there in the background, and there's one on the left. My god, it's Coors everywhere. Why don't you go out to Harmony Hill, Sheriff Feller? He's probably got some anger going. Excuse me, this is coming out my, that's the pineapple juice, this is coming out the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, when that guy moved, 24, 25, 26 people in one frame. Can everyone just please not fucking move till we get this right? And then here comes everyone out the door. And he's a priest, like, no, don't. Why did no one tell me about this? Everyone else is here but me. See, like, I mean, I've been to America a couple of times, but like this road scene here reminds me of like New Zealand, where they've got it right. Unlike Britain, you can't fucking park anywhere in Britain now. Like, and there, like, you got the diagonal pull in, pull out. You know what I mean? Easy enough backing out. Big wide roads, and fuck me, honestly. Camper van flying past. Bit of an aim team riff there. See, even though there's a lot of fuck me, there's a lot of people in this here. All the people in the foreground are people from the bar and stuff. You know what I mean? So, even though they're nameless characters, they're all just, you know, there's a lot of great extras. It's, as I say, I think the director did a good job of this. Even though it's very short, you know what I mean? There is a few, like, here he goes with his Peacemaker. You know, it is like, in the full moon. Does like, what was I going to say there? It does like, cop out a few things, really. There's some massive dogs. So this imagery here is literally what you probably get on the new reissue of Silver Bullet. It's the guys in the smoke at the bottom, Stephen King's Silver Bullet. Yeah, Cass Scarabuzi, Corey Haim, and that's pretty much all that sells it, you know. A lot of people have seen it and got it because it's normally tagged with stuff like Maximum Overdrive and stuff like other Stephen King films from back in the day crunched together. So about again of a jump scare. Bit of smoke on the ground there. Typically he's just put his light on to watch where he's walking, and then just karma comes because he's distracted. Hello. I remember Frank Cooper stood in one of them outside of my old parents' house. My stepdad's a gameskeeper of the local county, like 10 something miles of his world. Oh, and it goes again. And Cooper's done it, and it just got the bottom of his foot, and he was just getting it off, and I couldn't stop laughing at him, like, so I have to dig that footage out of the archive. He's like, get it off, get it off. I was like, pfft. Yeah, it's not bear trap like that. It's probably something fucking a bit smaller. So there's a cut coming here in a minute where they filmed this on location, and they built the set. They built the set because of the smoke, and I think the cut's about to happen in a second here as it pans along. Because it was written as the smoke had to be smoke had to be at waist level, and you have to do that in the studio. You know what I mean? And it's here, this tree. So it goes from the wilderness there, ching, into a studio. So there we go. Can everyone walk in the same line, please? Yeah, did a good job set design. The woods are a scary place at night time, like. Getting into part of what I was talking last time, it's like in this bit is more comedy, I think, more than horror. But it's what I was talking about the last time. It's like you went into the woods and you stood in the woods. You just stood in the woods for half an hour, just there. No one's going to know you're there in the pitch black unless it's a predator. If someone's seen you, you would give them the shock of their life. Sudden realization of just impending fuck. There you go. The creature is down here, and again they mustn't have had the werewolf by this point, so we're about to see a hand. His voice sounds totally like so. Yeah. So it's just his hand. Look at how he gets chucked back. Then he goes, look at the flying fist for some reason out the ground. Like, what the fuck was that about? You're definitely dead, mate. He Oh, it's like poked right up the nose there with a mitt. Great imagery that though. He's got a red light. This doesn't look like it's been cut. I think it's just been reclassified, and it's pretty gruesome 15. But this bit just gets a bit funny because of like, here comes the bat. It's trying to get a look at the hand when it comes up. Huh! That was totally a different hand. Yeah, so the werewolves just beat the guy to death with a baseball bat. If you haven't seen this movie. And then cuts to the priest like, what the fuck happened last night? It's a bit weird again going back to that IMDb thing with his hair. Everett McGill, sitting there with jet black hair. And it's just, this bit's really freaky. I find singing at church really awkward. Can never get the tone right. It's a hard thing to do. Just everyone's staring at him. See as well though, like, for the audience's point of view, you're going to know now that he's the werewolf before the people do. Like, no reveal. Now it has the reveal later on when they find out. But there's fucking dead stares by everyone in the crowd here, man. Just staring at the camera. Give us your evil face. Look at this guy here. He's totally got it down. Everyone pimping out into a werewolf. See some great makeup effects there. Even though it's about to look like a werewolf orgy in a church. A lot of blood there going as well. Creepy. Fucking organ man. Fucking playing away the organ. See, it's got a comedy effect. But this has been one of the last scenes of the film. There's a lot of makeup effects, but so short as well. It's like Event Horizon where he's this fucking massive werewolf orgy in a church, and oof, before you know it, it's over. You know what I mean? Just glimpses of hell. But again, it's like he knows. It's almost like the Incredible Hulk factor. He's almost got no control over it. You know what I mean? Cancel the fireworks. Sisters really took a backseat of the role, even though she's for telling the story as well. There you go, it's just someone leaving town. Just subtle things that's going on there, it's quite interesting, you know, it's like filmmaking. It's like no cars in the street. As that traffic lights just turned red to green, I'll tell you a story I've already. I'm driving home last night, standing at the fucking traffic lights. Traffic light after traffic light, red, 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 red. And I sat at the traffic light and then it was green. I was just like, oh yeah, it's green. Green means go. So Super Uncle Red is making Marty a new silver bullet. The werewolf's after you, man. Just cancel the werewolf. Cancel the werewolf. Cancel the carnival. Well, it was an hour ago I was in the supermarket getting my tea for the night, which I'm going to cook after this. So I said last time I'm trying to put the time code on this when I do it, but I keep forgetting. Sorry. So here we go. The new and improved silver bullet. That is just creepy. Ta-da! Look at that bad boy, man. Fucking hell. Custom made motorbike wheelchair. Back to black on its tyres. Hey! It's a fucking Beetlejuice there. Hey! That's sweet. Do you not need a helmet? It's pretty loud. I mean, I've kept this in the same settings as last time, so it's pretty loud DVD. Hopefully it's alright. That one. Here comes the 80s cheese. Bit of air guitar. Casper be fucking nodding his head at this point. Jesus. Yeah, we're just overtaking cars and shit like that. I just couldn't get away with that now. Oh, how much petrol that uses. Again though, like framing the shot there, like rather than just a head down shot of the road, it's low, it's got an angle, you get more coverage of the length of distance he's going, the speed, you know. What do you do, drink the rest of the bottle of wild turkey? I don't think anyone did. As I say, the director was really like, he was saying that a lot of people like weren't going to back Gary Busey. He had like a bit of a time in his life, and he's fucking hilarious. He's just fucking. Why are you going back to the whole Predator 2 thing when I was having a rant about that? His on the documentary of Predator 2, his monologue and when he's dressed up in the slaughterhouse, ready for the slaughterhouse scene, is hilarious, but great. But also he's a real evil bad guy. He's got that very venomous side, you know, stuff like Drop Zone and stuff like that, or even like the mentor like he is in Point Break, you know. Fucking wild, man, look at him. Looks like he's having a good time though, so. To me personally, very American, very New Zealand looking houses as well. So this is how great of an uncle he is. Not only has he just made him a fucking bike, it's Let's give him a stash of fireworks rather than go and set some fireworks off in the safety of his back garden. Yeah, go somewhere in the middle of the night. And yeah. No crazy shithead can stop the Kit Kats. Yep. I'm gonna beep 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 beep. Dan Percy, hi Dan Percy. I'm recording this. It's Wednesday. On Friday there's an announcement, and I just want, as soon as I found out, I was gonna come back home and go fucking hell. I know that they're going to bring out a VHS. The thing they're going to release VHSs. But by the time this will come out, it'll be like a month's old news. So yeah, I'm just keeping quiet, not telling anyone. So he's about to crawl out his bedroom window. A house that big, no. Fuck me. You can see the wires he's hooked onto there on the left. Yeah. You can see the wires on him there, bless him. Would it not make sense for you to have your child in like the downstairs of the house, if you know what I mean? Because looks a pretty big house. But yeah, just climbed out the window. How's he going to get back into the house? Listen, music's totally different. Music's all over the place, man. This is for the good guys. Great imagery though. Nice bridge, fireworks off there. Just so happens to be on the werewolf stomping ground. I think there's a great reflect. Yeah, that's great. That is fucking brilliant. Like the reflection of that werewolf in the ripples of the water, fucking brilliant. Yeah, this DVD transfer is a lot cleaner than the one I had. And there you see that there looks great. I mean, it looks like fucking Batman. Do you know what I mean? But you know that just seeing that one eye, his Batman horns. Yeah, this is what it is. It's Batman as a werewolf. That looked great. So this must have been when they had the suit. I think I read on IMDb this actually scene was filmed about a month after. But you imagine there, if you were filming that, you would have that one shot, and then when you have this point of view, the next scene you should see it in camera, but it shouldn't be so like it was me. It would be there, but you would know it was there. He would know, but he wouldn't realise it was there. None of this like say watches where they go up the ladders. Oh, there you are. It's pretty awesome firework. Probably not the best thing to do in the middle of the woods, is it? But yeah, just walking like a normal man. But then him's reaction here is great. But again, why not a wide shot of that? Why just the fucking eyes? It just looks terrible, that there. He shot it in the eyes, that's fair enough, but that shot there, the whole, like, his oversized head. But look at that, I mean, that looked great. I just think that could have been so much. I mean, I know it's the early 80s, you know what I mean, but fuck me. Right, come on. Like, no. I would love to rewind these, like here. He got in there way too fast, way too much help for his feet. Wild Turkey bottle's still going. He's got a t-shirt. He's wearing a t-shirt of a guy with a guitar playing music with a shark playing the saxophone. That's class. Not a bad looking woman from the angle. Very shortly. I do think Haim was, you could see why Haim got a lot of roles when he was younger. He got it, I think, like up into the Lost Boys, and then, License to Drive was pretty big for him. And he just never recovered, did he? He had that Teen Idol flash pan stuff in the early 90s, but once he went off the radars, it was hard to get a break. And, I think I've talked about this before. I'm going to have to start fucking... See, I haven't even heard back Prayer of the Roller Boys or Watchers yet, And American Sunset, or The Hostage Game as it's also called, that was great. That's good performance by him as well. But yeah. She's going around checking out people's eyes. Show me your eyes! Imagine that. See, I never got that as a kid. We didn't do that over here. Like the whole bottles and cans and stuff like that. The whole recycling. Obviously, America was ahead of the time and stuff. Going around, everyone's getting cans and stuff. Going to interrupt somebody having a shave there. Just look at the camera. She's about to pick on Darkman. He's just like chilling out in the background there. What the hell are them things on the counter behind him? Imagine that. No. Yeah, I will try and revisit a lot of the other films, but as I say, I'm definitely going back to Darkman's after this. I'm definitely getting to Darkman's. I love how she apologised to everyone there, but didn't apologise to the guy getting a bloody wet shave and all that. God, everyone's just proper creepy, aren't they? She better return that shopping trolley. Fair play to her pushing a trolley against grass. I suppose that is the big reveal, that he is the werewolf. Like, the nightmare he had before was probably him just, like, you thinking that he was a priest and trying to fix everything, but it's quite a good performance by him. Now that you know he's a psychopath, he comes off as a psychopath. Fucking hell. There's a lot of cans in there. I think a random chair sticking in the ceiling or something. Fucking bags in the other rooms. Well, yeah, there is. There's a chair upside down on the roof. So it's Pepsi, old school Pepsi cans and Coca-Cola. Don't think you would get away with that in this day and age on a film. It's either one or the other. Some Budweiser's there as well. Ooh, a rat. Well, that's a mouse. And as a plot device thickens, out of all them cans, she discovers something. Again, the score's totally changing, isn't the score music there? There's another Coors card. Eerie Shadow, yeah, it's... Yeah, pirate. See, he's went from that, like, oh, look how creepy he's turned there, like. That's how he is in Under Siege. Creep. Definitely have some. Well, unless you're a heavy soda drinker, all the cans you've got. I know you collected and all that, but. Ooh. What is that poster in the background? It's like a white ball with a big fingernail on it. Fucking weird. Send him a letter. I know who you are, I know what you did. Why don't you just kill yourself? Pleasant. Corey Haim was pretty much off at the role for Robin and Batman for Batman and Robin. Batman Forever, fucking hell. But there's a bit of controversy over that, so yeah, he could actually be getting one of them letters off himself. There's a Riddler years later. Why would you mail it in the mailbox? Go and put it through his door. Sick rooms. So now he's gone to a full blown pirate. He's got the full patch going on now.
I mailed another letter from Marty the next day, a third the day after that. Then on Saturday, we told Uncle Red what we'd been up to. His reaction was less than serene.
What the holy jumped up ball head Paulie Palomino. What the fuck, man? What about it? Bigfoot had used it for a toothpick. Hardy Boys meet Reverend Werewolf. He definitely freestyled a lot of his stuff in it. Commander Krill dresses up like a fucking woman. Yep. Paul Ray, Matty, and Cav. Okay. A few messages there from people. Now, it was filmed in October '84 and finished by Christmas. There's a lot of IMDb facts on it, but it's more like, I mean, the ones that had me a bit giggling before was the ones at the end with the spoilers. And it's, even though the werewolf kills people, he does not eat them. Okay. where we going? Both Everett McGill and Gary Busey would eventually come to their demise at the hands of Casey Ryback, played by Steven Seagal in Under Siege, and McGill in Under Siege 2, Dark Territory. Great Busey's submarine blows up Under Siege, and McGill on the train kitchen. So if I could just said they were in the Under Siege films. I mean, there's a lot going on there. Fucking hell. So the difference between the novel and the movie includes, I didn't think that the fact that it's a novella, right? And that is one big ass. Someone's wrote a book himself. Yeah, so if you want to go on IMDb, that's a big ass trivia right back in the middle. It tells us the difference between the novel and the movie. Loosely based on Stephen King's 1985 book, A Circle of Werewolves. Okay. Loosely based on the book by Stephen King. So it was filmed in 1984 for a start, and Stephen King wrote the screenplay, so I don't know what's going on there. So yeah, we're going to get a bit of action. I mean, there's been quite a long distance now between anything really going down. Oh, Arrow have finally released that they are doing Heathers. It's the 30th anniversary. So, well done, Arrow. There's a picture of me and Matty from fucking Friday Night I was talking about before Smashed. So, a bit of chase scene here. Keep an eye and see how this is done. Let's check out the priest's driving. He's just going straight, so foot to the floor. Oof. That is definitely not Corey Haim. The guy's hair is black for a start. Trying to ram some of that. I like it how the priest is going a 5 o'clock shadow quite quickly as well. Gives him that desperation look. Obviously set up earlier on in the movie that he's never aware how much peril he's got, and it's about to become his demise, sort of. Oof. Oh dear. Bridge unsafe, condemned age, no trespassing. So the likelihood of anyone really coming up there is going to be, slim or none. Again, going a bit first bloody. Got that right that time. Fuck you, boy. See, that's an interesting shot. Right there, wheels spinning, hubcaps, a massive circular mirror, and there's no camera or crew reflection in it. So you know what I mean? It's to say the guy who did the director of photography, which I will find out what he's called now. It's fucking good at what he does. Let's have a look. Cast and crew. Armando Nanzuzzi. That's Armando, that's what you're getting called, sorry. But yeah. See if there's any goofs. Apparently the newspaper dates are wrong. Well, a lot of people have been there's a lot of goofs and gaffs on here as well, but I think a lot of the time there's been some continuity just slips through that it is meant to be set in 76 and it's got elements of the 80s through, but I mean they've done an alright good job. Look at that, I mean what a performance like he's turned in now, Marty. He's just gone full psycho. Pirate patch. I don't know how I feel about it. Suicide's the greatest sin you commit. It's, you know, it's like one of those things where it can be quite selfish as well, but you know, like some films, suicide saves people and stuff like that, and different kind of things. You know what I mean? Like the self-sacrificing. You know, or is that sacrifice? It's a very dark fucking monologue to go through there, and that guy. Guy on his tractor. Oh, where? Is that you? That looks like the fucking deputy chief as well. Am I getting a shot at him if it was or wasn't? No, we're not. Yeah, we are. That's got to be the brother of the police department guy. Hey, fucking hell. Yawn. Well, I think we're going into the last quarter of the film. Gary Busey's about to take the side of his niece and nephew. There's damage to the bike. You know, it's a great little element there. What colour is the Reverend's car? That colour. Blue. That blue. Oh, this blue, sorry. Fucking Pennywise jackets hanging up in the corner there with Georgie. There's loads of people going around now with like them raincoats. Like someone's really cashed in on that one. Like. Looks really old. I wonder how old he was then when we filmed this. Edinburgh's there. Need 2 years. I've been quit smoking now, and you know that. Yeah, that's the thing you kind of miss. I used to smoke and just, oh yes, that's it. You know. As soon as you let it up to instant regret, didn't need one then. You know. As soon as you get past the first couple of days, like you just don't eat it. Like so. So this is the third time I've watched this film in less than 24 hours. As I say, I watched most of it last night when I got in just to drift off. It's a great film. And then I watched the rest tonight, just before I had another nap. And I'll not be watching it for a while after this, unless it comes out on Blu-ray with some extra features. But again, like when I was watching it in the other room, I was like, wow, that's, you know, it hasn't been transferred right, but this has been, so it looks like it's been tread. But it's a shame that this edition doesn't have the director's commentary on, because it's really interesting, like, especially if you like your 80s horror films. I mean, that's a great shot there, like the contrast coming through the car light and the windows and the silhouettes. Some really good stuff about it, like. But typically the guy who's going to get involved and believes just going to get taken out. See me there, see that shot against all the like the shadows against the white thing, just an outline, not like just something like obvious, just like watching it back there for the 54th time I've seen this the last couple of years. Like there, just like, oh fucking hell, it's actually there. It knows it's there. That's subtle things. It's like that Kevin Costner film. I've done a Did a review for that last year, and it's probably going to come out in the next couple of months. And it's like, you see these people in the background and stuff all the way through the film. You think, fuck me, you spend half the time rewinding the film more than anything. And there we go. It's a reveal of the. It's quite a subtle reveal, I think. I think he kills him as a priest. Just hanging around, creeping around the corner, isn't he? He's just creeping around in the corner. He had a shave. Just can transform when he wants. Fuck me, that's a brutal shot. I definitely missed that this afternoon when I fell asleep. Antifreeze. That, personally, I wouldn't have even shown that shot. That I would have. That's cool. And the fucking bat. There's a bit of a jump edit there as well if you go back. Like, a little something, the frame shifts a little bit. Picky. Look at that shot though. Park bench, fucking seagulls going and everything. It's like being at South Shields. Yeah, we're going into the last bit of the movie now. So yeah. Point out the obvious. Maybe he's like the Incredible Hulk. Gets angry and he's a wolf. I wasn't in the Care Bears. So yeah, doing podcasts, there's like no script. It's like, yeah, watch the film. Got love the film. As I said, if I could speak, I think with Derailed, what set me off doing one of these, I did enjoy doing Predator with Jack, and obviously me and Jack are trying to do, we tried to film Predators on Sunday, but we both got held up on other stuff. So Predators is the next one for that. And it's great to sit down and talk with Jack, but now I'm talking, you can just talk. And more content for my YouTube channel, and I'm a massive movie fan, do you know what I mean? I spend my life in movies, and I think everyone should do it, you know what I mean? I love commentaries, especially if you love your films as well. But as I say, I mean, anyone who's got a film released, it's like fair play to you, and it's great to show some passion and love to the old ones, but then there is some total what the fuck films. The last podcast I was talking about was that Blood Cabin film, where they start with a whole David Attenborough kind of thing going on there. There's one thing I've forgotten to mention is later on, there's one of the lasses running around and you have to freeze frame it, because she's just got this line down her back that looks like a tattoo. It says "Enter here," pointing to a bumhole. It's like, what the fuck's this film about, really? It's like, Jesus. So Gary Busey's just found this hat randomly, by the looks of it, sat in it. Oh, where was that hat? This actor on the right as well, he's quite a good actor. Very character actor. Goes back with that creepy chime music as well. Nice little montage of again filling in the story while making a bullet. A silver bullet. So at least you get to see a silver bullet made in the movie. One shot, one kill. Yeah, show the camera that, please.
Marty had read all the legends about werewolves, and though they differed on several minor points, they all agreed on one.
Get that shell locked in.
It takes silver to kill a werewolf.
Totally looks like a penis, but I'm not going to say anything like that, you know. There we go. But yeah. Really? A werewolf.
The night of the next full moon,
Pumpkinhead.
and a happy coincidence left us in sole care of Uncle Red.
51, 31. There's the dad. He's still around. Halloween. Halloween season. I'm just gonna leave your parents. Look, it's gonna leave you. Anyway. Why would you let the trick or treaters in the house? And if you don't want trick or treaters at your door, we've put a pumpkin head, which is quite welcoming, to trick or treaters at your window, at in front of your door. It's like, oh, it's a long time before Home Alone, isn't it? But it's like, we have a plan, we've got them away, but we've made no preparation whatsoever. Like the police guy has been killed, so maybe the deputy might, like, listen to the story now. So the full moon's totally out. Lovely optical effect for CGI, I guess, or just fucking brilliant coincidence. But yeah, this movie's about to end. Really, it's very fast ending. You wouldn't get that now, like the TV singing, like, just TVs, but TV channels don't end these days, do they? And again, shh, everyone's gone home to the TV station. See there, that is quite good. Oh, that could, you definitely want to start a fire there. What I was talking about before, like the werewolf came in there hunched over. Good, If you haven't stubbed your cigarette out, that's the end of the house. I don't. Yeah. He's given up quite easy, hasn't he? 10 to 3 in the morning. What was on at 10 to 3 in the morning? See, that's great. Peeking through the window. Great effect, that. Gary Busey's face. Gary Busey's going to pull some absolutely brilliant faces, like, in the next 5 minutes. That was one of them. Peekaboo. Again, though, he's took the risk of getting his parents away and all that at short notice and all that, to get them away. So he's believing them, was saying that he's going to stay with the gun. He's got the bullet made, but now he's like, yeah, bullet's going in my pocket. There goes the power. Who's panicking? Did it? Did it? Just knocks down the fucking wall. Look at Guy Busey's face. And that was probably the best effect of the werewolf close up his head. And that's the end of the bullet. But yeah, that is actually Gary Busey going through there. Have that. At least he sounded a bit like a werewolf. Fucking hell. It's only Gary Busey. You can see his reflection in the mirror as well. It's awesome. It's all like Godzilla there. Nope. I don't think so. Batman the werewolf is not impressed. Redness in the eyes. And him is about to take down a werewolf. Straight in your eye. And that's it. It almost looks like the same as the Watchers thing, you know, that hairy body and that oversized gigantic head. Obviously for the animatronics. And then sort of just retract, don't they? Use the normally what they would put in reverse to show the growth, they're just retracting stuff here. And it's these last bits here, these are all the dissolves coming up are just pictures. Just pictures dissolved together. He's now blind in both eyes. He's turned into Sam Neill from Event Horizon. Where we're going, we don't need eyes. Fucking hell. And one last zombie scare. And he's dead. Yeah. It's a very, you know what I mean? Bang, you're dead. It's the same with the Watchers. A couple of shots there, he ran off in the woods, didn't he? So. Fucking hell. Like telling a joke at the end. But yeah, I think the kids have been cast well in it, you know what I mean? A Time to Live, I think Fame. I think Time to Live, Haim did as well as a TV movie before this, and Lucas what made Ascent. But yeah, now the music, it's that piano, which has been like all the way throughout the film as well, and then it's about to totally change. Virgil cuts. There's a ding ding. Smokey Mac. The voice of Ola Jane was Dovar. Well, of course Everett McGill was a werewolf. Well, it's great that they give him the cast as that. He's cast as the priest and the werewolf, but you would just put / werewolf. You like give him that or the and credits, not like, you know, he wasn't even and Everett McGill is the werewolf. Here we go. Get that synth going. Why is this the fucking end music? It's turned into the Care Bears. Some fucking power ballads. It's like a fucking horror movie. Best boy / generator operator, Jock. Still photographer, craft service lead, painter. Stunt performers. So yeah, if you've never seen Silver Bullet, I highly recommend you watching it. And if I'm saying that, if you've never seen it, it's like directors and commentators always saying, I hope you've seen this movie, like when you've watched it before, like, you know, and like they're reluctant to say what they're going to say because they think they're going to spoil the film for you. Like, who really does like put a film on and go straight to the comedy? So that's the same as me there, saying like, oh yeah, check the film out, what a doofus. But yeah, it should definitely be in your Stephen King collection. Definitely fans of it. And it's just that old school. It's one of the early films done for Stephen King's movies. It's done really, really well. And then the music's just gone fucking weird again. All characters in this film are fictional. So yeah. So the film's about to end. So I'm going to say I've been Stephen Mason. This is long before jump endings or left open equalities. Chill music out. And that's it. I've been Stephen Mason. Thanks for listening. Definitely check out Silver Bullet.